Hi, I'm David Long.
And I'm Drew Ann Long.
In 2010, David and Drew Ann Long created the first shopping cart for older children and adults with special needs. They named the cart in honor of their daughter, Caroline, who was diagnosed with Rett syndrome. Caroline's cart.
When we brought her home from the hospital, we were told that we had a perfectly healthy baby. We knew nothing. She was my second baby. I had a 3-year-old, and we thought life was perfect. It was probably around 9 to 12 months that I noticed that she was not hitting milestones. I knew something was wrong. I did not know what was wrong, but we started testing, and that went on for years. Caroline has never walked, never will walk. And again, that is how the cart was born. I was pushing a wheelchair and a shopping cart, looking around, seeing all the fun carts and electric scooters, and I thought, wait a second, there needs to be something for this population of the special needs families.
The success of Caroline's cart has been made possible by the support of families advocating for their local retailers to provide a more accessible, inclusive, and pleasurable shopping experience for their loved one.
Without the families out there creating the demand for Caroline's cart, it would never have happened. I am just a mom that lives in small town Alabama who was trying to launch a product literally from my minivan. Thankfully, I had Facebook, and that was it. That's all I had. So these families that saw the cart and loved it and created that demand, and that grassroots effort just grew and grew and grew. That's why the cart is successful today.
Drew Ann and David wanted to find a way to give back to the special needs community. With David's background in college financial aid and their understanding of what sacrifice the siblings of special needs children make, Caroline's cause was born.
Well, my whole career has been in or around college financing, college financial aid. And so we thought, what about helping the siblings of the special needs population get to college? And we started looking around to see, are there scholarship opportunities for siblings of special needs children? And we found that there's actually not a whole lot of assistance specifically designed to help siblings of special needs children. And we thought, there's a need. Let's fill that need.
Caroline's sister, Mary Grace, and brother Matthew have grown up differently than many typical siblings, but to them, it's just normal.
As far as being the sibling of a sister that has special needs, I really don't know any different. And so I can just say that sure, there are really hard days and there are really sweet days, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And there are definitely times growing up that I can reflect and think back to, one or both parents not being able to come to a classroom event at school, or one or both parents not being able to come to a dance competition or a dance recital, or even now, I live in Dallas, and so I would love for my family to be able to come and travel and see me more often, but traveling can be kind of a nightmare for my family. And so in those moments, I have to ground myself and remind myself that, man, having a sister with special needs comes with sacrifices.
There's a lot of times where, I'd have to cancel things with friends, and they understand, they know, because they come under my house and they see what it's like to live with Caroline, and they see how much of a, I don't want to say struggle, but a challenge it is. It's normal to us, and I wouldn't have it any way different.
Day-to-day life with a special needs family member is not only impactful from a time and energy standpoint, many times the financial burden is overwhelming.
The cost associated with raising a special needs child is exponentially higher than raising a typical child. The Department of Agriculture, I think, estimates that raising a typical child is around $240,000 from birth to age 18. That cost goes to between $1.4 million and $2.4 million when you raise a child with a severe intellectual disability. So while some folks may see college age as kind of a finish line, if I can just get my typical child to that age and get them to that finish line, for a special needs family, that's often the starting line, where in the past we've maybe had access to school programs, special needs programs that Caroline's been able to take advantage of. When she turns 21, as she did this year, she's going to age out of our local school system. So for us, that means Caroline comes home. And for a lot of families, that means very often a 2-income family becomes a 1-income family. So that's a major obstacle for families. The other thing that happens around that time is, of course, the typical children may be looking at college as well. The average cost of a four-year education these days in the United States is around $36,000 a year. So the financial burden that faces special needs families is high from the get-go, but it only gets higher when you consider the fact that there's not access to programs after they age out of the local school system often.
And that's why Caroline's Cause is so important. We are a nonprofit charitable organization that provides scholarships to undergraduate students who have siblings with severe disabilities.
I believe in Caroline's Cause as much as I believed in Caroline's Cart. I knew the need for the cart. We are not the only family that has a special needs child. I know what it's like to put a child through college. We've recently done that. I know the challenges. So the needs for the special needs child is still there, and then what's left over? There's not a lot left over. So many times the typical child that could have gone to college, wanted to go to college, takes the back seat and says, you know what, it's just not financially possible.
The goal of Caroline's Cause is to award as many scholarships as possible each school year, and we need everyone's help.
My dream one day is to be at a high school event on scholarship night, and for Tommy to get up on the stage, and the only reason Tommy's on that stage is because Tommy's had it hard and Tommy's taken a back seat. And I want his peers to know, wow, because of the sacrifices Tommy's made, he's getting a scholarship to go to college. And I want to honor that.
When we started looking for scholarship assistance for students with special needs siblings, we found nothing. So we love the void that we're filling here because we know that it's a huge void. But we are not going to do this alone. We're not going to do this from our minivan, as Drew spoke about earlier with the cart. We're going to need the assistance of all of our advocates again, and we're going to need the assistance of our corporate partners as well. They're the ones that have the deep pockets and the proceeds and the philanthropic reach to be able to really move the needle.
I'm hoping that the relationships I have with retailers, I hope that they will want to help this segment that no one's ever spotlighted before. And I want people to really understand that, wow, by giving to Caroline's Cause, I am making a huge difference in the life of a special needs family. For the parents, for the child that's going to receive the scholarship, and I'm gonna highlight the life of their special needs sibling. And I want the families to know, for those that are applying for the scholarship, we are one of you. We're walking the same road. We have a child with a disability and we have other children that are typical. So I know what you're going through. I want you to know that you are supported and that you're not alone. And again, having Caroline's name attached to this is something that's important to us because it gives her a legacy.
The information about our scholarship is all on our website. You'll see a link to the application out there. Everything you need to know is there.
Share us on social media and donate through our website. There is no amount too small. While we appreciate corporate sponsors, we need everyone to make this grow and be huge and help all the kids that are worthy of this scholarship. And that's what we want to do.
To learn more about Caroline's Cause or to apply for a scholarship, please visit www.carolinescause.com.